A warm welcome to all. This is Shweta Shah, Department of Commerce, Patna Women's College. Today we will be dealing with the topic appointment of auditors. Now in this, we will be going through some sections like section 139 to section 148. We have here section 138 also, but this section is related to appointment of internal auditor. So here in this section, section 139, we will talk about the external auditor. So this section 139 to section 148 deal with audit of companies. Now we can see here this section has been divided into three parts, section 139, and under this we have different subsections. Similarly, here also section 139, subsection 2 related to rotation of auditors. Section 139, subsection 8 is related to casual vacancy. But here we will concentrate on section 139, subsection 7, then subsection 5, subsection 6, and subsection 1. This is totally related to appointment of auditors. So in this lecture, we will be dealing only section 139, subsection 7, subsection 5, subsection 6, and subsection 1. Appointment of auditors. Section 139 of the Companies Act 2013 contains provisions regarding appointment of auditors. Discussion on appointment of auditors may be grouped under two broad headings: first auditor, subsequent auditors. So what we have done, we have divided this appointment of auditors under two parts. That is the appointment of first auditor. So first of all, we will be dealing with the appointment of first auditor, and then we will be discussing about the appointment of subsequent auditors. Now we can see here appointment of first auditor is regulated by section 139, subsection 7 of the Companies Act 2013. Now what we have done here, that appointment of first auditor, again we have divided into two parts. That is appointment of first auditor in case of a government company, and then we will discuss appointment of first auditor in case of other company. By the other company, we mean that a company which is other than a government company. So here we will be talking about appointment of first auditor in case of government company, as I told, that is under section 139, subsection 7. So in case of government company, first of all, coming to the meaning of first auditor. So who is a first auditor? The question is, who is a first auditor? So basically, for a newly incorporated company, the auditor who conducts first time audit in that particular company, that person is known as first auditor. And when we are talking about first auditor, that means, of course, an external auditor. An auditor should be a chartered accountant within the meaning of Chartered Accountant Act 1949, holding certificate of practice. So here we are talking about first auditor. As I told you, that for a newly incorporated company, the person who is conducting first time audit for that company, that person will be called as the first auditor. Now, in case of government company, what is the mode of appointment, or we can say what is the manner of appointment of first auditor in case of a government company? Now, here we can see the appointing authority is CAG, that is Comptroller Auditor General of India. Okay, so who is Comptroller Auditor General of India? Actually, all the functions, decisions related to audit functions are being taken by Comptroller Auditor General of India in a government company. So the statutory auditor shall be appointed by Comptroller and Auditor General of India within 60 days from the date of registration of the company. How many days? Within 60 days from the date of registration of the company. So when the company is incorporated, we will have to count within 60 days from the date of incorporation of the company. The appointing authority, that is Comptroller and Auditor General of India, shall appoint the first auditor. Okay. Now the question arises, suppose if Comptroller and Auditor General of India fails to appoint within that period of time, that is within 60 days from the date of registration of the company. So in that case, the board of directors, that means this power will be handed over to the board of directors, and the board of directors shall appoint within next 30 days. So in that case, that is if CNG fails to appoint the first auditor within 60 days, then in that case, this power shall be delegated to the board of directors, and the board of directors shall appoint the first auditor within next 30 days. Now, again, here we see if the board fails to appoint within the said period, then what will happen? Then in that case, the power shall be delegated to the members of the company, that is members of that particular government company, who shall appoint the first auditor within 60 days at an EGM, that is extraordinary general meeting. So for calling an extraordinary general meeting, 14 days notice is required. So in that case, the members, they are empowered to appoint the first auditor within 30 days. And when the members will appoint the first auditor, that is when the board of director fails to appoint the first auditor within that 30 days period. Now, when we talk about the tenure of the first auditor in case of government company, we can see here the first auditor shall hold office from the date of appointment till the conclusion of first annual general meeting. So we can take the help of one example to understand this line. We can take example like, suppose we have taken here a company named ABC Limited Company, and it is a government company. And we can see here, it is a company which has been incorporated on 7th June 2021. 7th June 2021, the company has been incorporated, and its financial year ends on 31st March 2022. Financial year ends on 31st March 2022. Comptroller and Auditor General of India, since it is a government company, so here the appointing authority is Comptroller and Auditor General of India, is appointing the first auditor of ABC Limited Company on 8th July 2021. So can we say that it is a valid appointment? Yes, it is a valid appointment. Why? Because we can see here, while calculating the days, we see that Comptroller and Auditor General of India has appointed the first auditor within 60 days from the date of registration. We can see here, the date of incorporation is already given in the case, that is 7th June 2021, and the appointment by Comptroller and Auditor General of India has been made on 8th July 2021. That is within 60 days. So we can say that it is a valid appointment. Now, as a question arises about the tenure of first auditor, so we can see here, first AGM in this case is conducted on 30th September 2022. Okay, 30th September 2022. Now, the legal provision related to conducting of first annual general meeting is that annual general meeting should be conducted within 9 months from the closure of the first financial year. Okay, within 9 months from the closure of the first financial year. So suppose in this example, the financial year closes on 31st March 2022. We can see here in the example, the financial year closes on 31st March 2022. So again, here we will count for 9 months. So when we are counting for 9 months, we see that the date is coming 31st December 2022, यानी कि 31st December 2022 तक AGM हो जाना चाहिए. और सेफर साइड के लिए यहाँ पे डेट भी देखिए, डेट हमने दिया है 30th September 2022, that is within that period. Okay, so first AGM in this case has been conducted on 30th September 2022, that is within the 9 months of the closure of the financial year. Okay, now we will see that what shall be the tenure of first auditor in this case. As we had discussed, what we had discussed, the first auditor shall hold office from the date of appointment till the conclusion of first annual general meeting. So we can see we have the date of appointment when the first auditor was appointed by Comptroller and Auditor General of India, was appointed on 8th July 2021. And what is the date of AGM here? 30th September 2022. So here the tenure of first auditor will be from 8th July 2021 to 30th September 2022. That is from the date of appointment till the conclusion of first annual general meeting. Now we have one case here. So we will discuss this case. The facts of the case is that the first auditor of Bharatiya Petrol Limited, a government company, was appointed by Board of Directors. Now it's clearly written that this company is a government company. And who is the appointing authority for a government company? Just now we had discussed the legal provisions related to section 139, subsection 7 of the Companies Act 2013. Just now we had discussed what we had discussed. We had discussed that in case of a government company, the Comptroller and Auditor General of India shall appoint the first auditor within 60 days from the date of incorporation of the company. But in this case, what we see here that the first auditor has been appointed by the Board of Directors. So we can say that this appointment is not valid because here the power to appoint the first auditor is in the hands of the Comptroller and Auditor General of India. So now we can see here the provisions as well as the explanation as it is written in this. In the case of a government company, the appointment of first auditor is governed by the provisions of section 139, subsection 7 of Companies Act 2013, which states that in the case of a government company, the first auditor shall be appointed by Comptroller and Auditor General of India within 60 days from the date of registration of the company. Hence, in the case of Bharatiya Petrol Limited, being a government company, the first auditor shall be appointed by the Comptroller and Auditor General of India. By whom? Comptroller and Auditor General of India. So, what is the conclusion here? The appointment of first auditor made by the Board of Directors of Bharatiya Petrol Limited is null and void. Now we will talk about appointment of first auditor in case of other company. Again here, other company means a company other than a government company. So as I've already told that here we have divided the appointment of first auditor into two parts. That is appointment of first auditor in case of government company. Then we have to discuss appointment of first auditor in case of other company. Now here we have a different section dedicated to this appointment of first auditor. That is section 139 subsection 6. Talks about appointment of first auditor in case of a company that is other than a government company. Now, what are the legal rules? We can see here. The first auditor shall be appointed by the Board of Directors. So, who is the appointing authority in case of a company other than a government company? Board of Directors. In case of government company, we have talked about Comptroller and Auditor General of India. And here in case of other company, we are talking about Board of Directors. So here the appointing authority is Board of Directors. Board of Directors, they are empowered to appoint the first auditor, and the time period is within 30 days from the date of incorporation. So the Board of Directors shall appoint the first auditor within 30 days from the date of incorporation of the company. Now, again, the same thing here, question arises in case the Board of Directors fails to appoint the first auditor within the set period of 30 days, then what will happen? Again, the same thing, the board shall intimate this fact to the members of the company, and the members of the company, they are empowered to appoint the first auditor within 90 days at an extraordinary general meeting. So again, the power will be delegated to the members of the company, and the members, they shall appoint the first auditor in extraordinary general meeting, and the time period is within 90 days. Again, we are talking about the tenure of first auditor in case of other company. That is almost the same which we had discussed in case of government company. That is from the date of appointment till the conclusion of the first annual general meeting. That means that first auditor shall hold office from the date of appointment, till the conclusion of first annual general meeting. Now, again, here we have another case based on the provisions of section 139 subsection 6 of the Companies Act 2013. The case is that a managing director of Pigeon Limited himself want to appoint a chartered accountant, Mr. Cham, a practicing chartered accountant, as first auditor of the company, Now, from the facts itself, we can make out here that it is a company that is other than a government company, okay? And the second thing is that here we can see the managing director of that particular company is appointing the first auditor. So again, we can see that there is a violation of rules that is given in section 139 subsection 6 of the Companies Act 2030. That is the appointing authority, as we know, that is the board of directors, that the board of directors shall appoint the first auditor of a company other than a government company. So again, here we will go through the provisions and then we will go through the explanation. See here, section 139 subsection 6 of the Companies Act 2013 lays down that the first auditor of a company shall be appointed by the board of directors within 30 days from the date of registration of the company. But in the instant case, what we see, the proposed appointment of C.A. Cham, a practicing chartered accountant, as first auditor by the managing director of Pigeon Limited by himself is in violation of section 139 subsection 6 of the Companies Act 2013, which authorizes the board of directors to appoint the first auditor of the company. So we can make out a conclusion that the managing director of Pigeon Limited should be advised not to appoint the first auditor of the company. Why? Because the power to appoint the first auditor in case of a non-government company is in the hands of the board of directors. Okay. So in case of, again, I'm repeating that in case of a government company other than a government company, the power to appoint the first auditor is in the hands of board of directors. So the appointment of first auditor by the managing director goes against the rules which is given in section 139 subsection 6 of the Companies Act 2013. Now, we have the next topic here, that is appointment of subsequent auditors. Now, when we talk about appointment of subsequent auditors, as I told you that we will be dealing with section 139 and the different subsections. And for understanding the different subsections, we have divided appointment of auditor into two parts, that is appointment of first auditor and then appointment of subsequent auditor. So we have already dealt with the appointment of first auditor. But now we are supposed to discuss about appointment of subsequent auditors. Now, who are subsequent auditors? The name itself suggests subsequent auditors. That means auditors other than the first auditor. Auditors other than the first auditor. इसका मतलब जो first auditor के बाद जो भी auditor आएगा audit करने उस company में, वो कहलाएगा subsequent auditors. Auditors other than first auditor. First auditor के बाद जो भी आ रहा है auditor, वो क्या कहलाएगा? Subsequent auditors. So appointment of subsequent auditors, section 139 subsection 5. In case of government company. So again, we have divided this appointment of subsequent auditors into two parts. That is, we will be discussing appointment of subsequent auditors in case of government company. And then we will be discussing the appointment of subsequent auditors in case of a company that is other than government company. Now here, section 139 subsection 5 talks about appointment of subsequent auditor, but in which company? In case of government company. Now, the legal provision related to appointment of subsequent auditor in case of government companies, that in case of government company, the Comptroller and Auditor General of India, the Comptroller and Auditor General of India shall, in respect of a financial year, appoint an auditor duly qualified to be appointed as an auditor of companies under this act within a period of 180 days from the commencement of the financial year, who shall hold office till the conclusion of annual general meeting. So here we can, from the first line, we can make a conclusion that the appointing authority, the power to appoint the subsequent auditor lies in the hands of Comptroller and Auditor General of India. Here we are again talking about government company. And in this case, that is about appointment of subsequent auditor, only and always Comptroller and Auditor General of India shall appoint the subsequent auditor. Who will appoint? Comptroller and Auditor General of India. So here we will basically focus on the time period, that within what time period the subsequent auditor shall be appointed by the Comptroller and Auditor General of India. So we can see here the time period. It speaks here that an auditor of company under this act within a period of 180 days from the commencement of financial year. 180 days from the commencement of financial year. Suppose we take financial year as 2022-23. Okay, so the financial year will commence from when? That is from 1st April 2022. 1st April 2022. Now, it is saying here that the appointment of subsequent auditor should be within a period of 180 days from the commencement of the financial year. So if we are taking in this example that our financial year is starting from 1st April 2022, that means 180 days time period we are taking approx as 6 months. Okay, so 6 months when we are counting, that is coming around 30th September 2022. यानी ऑडिटर का अपॉइंटमेंट उस साल के लिए कब तक हो जाना चाहिए? कब तक हो जाना चाहिए? 30 सितंबर 2022 है ना, दैट इज 30th सितंबर 2022 तक उस साल के ऑडिटर का अपॉइंटमेंट हो जाना चाहिए, क्योंकि यहाँ पे क्या लिखा हुआ है? विदिन अ पीरियड ऑफ 180 days फ्रॉम द कमेंसमेंट ऑफ financial year. So in the example what we have taken, that suppose if the financial year is commencing on 1st April 2022, so in that case the auditor shall be appointed within 180 days, that is within 6 months. So that is coming around what? 30th September 2022. उस समय तक ऑडिटर यानी सब्सिक्वेंट ऑडिटर का अपॉइंटमेंट हो जाना चाहिए. Now here we have another section, section 139, subsection 1, which talks about appointment of subsequent auditors in case of a non-government company. So now here we are talking about non-government companies. As we were talking in case of first auditor, that is appointment of auditor in case of government company and appointment of auditor in case of non-government company. Similarly, here also appointment of subsequent auditor in case of government company and appointment of subsequent auditor in case of non-government company. So here we have another section for this, section 139, subsection 1. Subsection 1. So what does this section 139 subsection 1 speak? Section 139 subsection 1 of Companies Act 2013 provides that every company shall at the first annual general meeting appoint an individual or a firm as an auditor who shall hold office from the conclusion of that meeting till the conclusion of 6th annual general meeting and thereafter till the conclusion of every 6th meeting. So here it is saying that who is the appointing authority in case of company other than a government company? That is the members of the company. The members, always and always the members of the company will appoint the subsequent auditor in annual general meeting. So here the appointing authority, that is the members of the company, they shall appoint the subsequent auditor. Okay, now this subsequent auditor will be holding office till when? तो कहता है क्या यहाँ पे, that is they will be, suppose if they will be appointed at the first annual general meeting, then from that till the conclusion of 6th annual general meeting. That means by going through these lines, we can make out a conclusion that that subsequent auditor shall be appointed for a period of 5 years. How many years? Period of 5 years. Okay, because we can see that is from the first AGM to the second AGM, first year, second AGM to the third AGM, second year, third to fourth AGM, 3 year, fourth to fifth AGM, fourth year, and fifth AGM to sixth AGM. 5 years. That is for a continuous period of 5 years, the auditor, subsequent auditor, shall be appointed in a company that is other than a government company. So they are going to hold office for a period of 5 years. Now the question arises that whether a company can remove that auditor from the company in between. The answer is yes. The company can remove the auditor. Suppose if the auditor is not performing well, in that situation, the company can remove the auditor in between. Okay, and also the auditor has also got the right to resign in between. So generally we will talk about the time period. When we are talking about the time period, the tenure of subsequent auditor in case of a company that is a company other than a government company, we will say that he shall hold office from the conclusion of first annual general meeting till the conclusion of 6th annual general meeting. That is for a period of 5 years. Okay, so this is all about the appointment of auditors, where we had discussed about the section 139 of the Companies Act 2013, that is appointment of first auditor and the appointment of subsequent auditor. Thank you.